Hello everybody, this is toysareruss, and for this special figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at the Newage Legendary Heroes. This is their gold version of, they're calling him Strategist Harry. I'm of course going to be calling him Generation 1 Prowl. So loads of things to do in this video, including comparing him with his Generation 1 original self and the most, I suppose, up-to-date Generations versions of him, as well as bringing in some other New Age and indeed other third-party Legend scale figures to see how well he compares with them. Before we get started, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please. And also to thank Show Z, because that's where this came from. And there'll be a direct link of this in the description if you want to get one for yourself. Now, if you don't know much about New Age figures, these aren't licensed by Hasbro or Takara, and that is because their figures transform. So that's why they can't call him by his proper name. So let's get him out of the packaging, but before we do, let's have a quick look at the size. So you can obviously tell that this is Prowl. Whether or not it's a Golden Lagoon version, I'm not 100% sure. Please do let me know in the comments, or whether it's their take on sort of a lucky draw, because that looks very much to me like what the old lucky draw tickets used to look like. And to be honest, this figure cost an absolute premium. I think 3, maybe 4 times more than the standard version. So perhaps it is, perhaps it's a very limited edition thing. Unfortunately, on Show Z, I can't actually make out. Right, there he is in his robot mode. Let's go straight to him. Now, there's one thing about this that I've already seen. To be honest, I've had a quick look at this and I'm very surprised to see that there is actual instructions for what to do with the weapons and accessories, which I know sounds insane to mainline figure buyers, but the thing that I've found ever since I've started reviewing third-party figures is exactly that. I found the instructions to be 9 out of 10 cases absolutely useless. But that one was a bit of a surprise to me. Also, again, because it's not Hasbro or Takara, we've got a full plastic case there as well, which of course you wouldn't really get nowadays. So let's separate these legs, let's bring his head down, and let's have a look at him. So if you are unfamiliar with these particular figures, these are what's known as legend scale figures, and legend scale figures are roughly a little bit smaller than what core class figures are. So you can see there, they're mainline figures, so that gives you an idea of how big he is compared to them. But these guys are dubbed mini masterpieces, and the reason for that is what you're going to see now. The articulation on these is really impressive, to be honest. So the head sculpt, you can see, you can definitely tell that's Prowl. It looks really good. It will spin. Will it go all the way around? Yeah, just about. It does get a bit restricted by that bit at the top, but you can look up and down as well. You can see there's an extra hinge there for the shoulder, as well as a ball and sockets. You can take the arms all the way around. This is actually really quite a basic New Age figure, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. So you've got biceps, ball and socket. There's no wrist swivel, but there is on newer figures. There's a full waist swivel, which is completely unrestricted. We've got ball and socket on the hips, so multi-direction kicks, splits, etc. There's a thigh split, there's a knee bend, and there's a little bit of, I suppose, ankle tilting and rocking. You know, there is actually, you can do it no problem whatsoever, and indeed you can fold these bits down as well if you wanted to. So that is why they're dubbed mini masterpieces, due to, I suppose, exactly that, the amount of articulation that you get in such a small figure. Now, this is, as I say, really, well, the mold is really old. The mold is number 3, so I'm presuming this was like the 3rd New Age figure, or the 3rd New Age figures mold they ever made. Whereas like nowadays, you've got pipes, which is, I'm sure, around about number 60, and these are even more articulate to the fact that you can change the fists, spin the wrists, and again, much more detailed in the size figure. So that's a New Age pipes. That's a New Age Optimus. So the thing with New Age is, again, a bit like what Hasbro and Takara are doing now, they're all supposed to scale in the correct heights. If you do collect third-party companies, that is also Magic Square. This is just, again, to give you an idea of heights, and that is Iron Factory. So they pretty much all scale together, I would say. Some people probably argue that they're a little bit off, but they're all supposed to scale pretty much together. Right, again, I suppose with regards to some newer figures, they're nowhere near as big as Blockies, nowhere near as big as Mainline Deluxe, which also means that nowhere near as big, oh, I've just dropped his gun, as even the small old Generation 1 version of himself, which you can see there. Right, let's have a look at him with his accessories though, because you can put his accessories on, and I've already stated I was very surprised to see this in the instructions, but in most of the new stuff you don't get anything like this at all. But it is cool that you can attach these like so. The only problem I think with gold figures is you just tend to lose a lot of the details, so it is just very bland. I suppose that's for that sort sort of certain taste, or again if you're going for golden lagoon, but it's up to yourselves. I think it looks cool. I think the detail on him is enough, but with this I'm thinking that the alternate mode's going to look a little bit better because I'm liking the look of that translucent orange. Right, there he is in his robot mode, and I think, yeah, let's be honest, I think he looks really sort of cool. We're going to come back and we're going to have a look at him now in his alternate mode. Okay, we're back and he's in his alternate mode. Quick apologies, no transformation process on this video. That is to keep the main length of the video down, and also because it was gold, and although to my knowledge there's no such thing as GPS anymore, that's gold plastic syndrome, I didn't want to risk it anyway. So I have uploaded the tutorial into the description because this is no different to any of the other two prowl figures that I've reviewed on this channel as well, because they, again, same as Hasbro and Takara, Newage like to use their molds over and over. And this is a good mold, to be honest. The wheels on it are all individually pinned, so as you can see they do look good. They do all spin individually. As I said in the first part of the video, it is a bit bland, but I definitely really like this translucent sort of orange windshield and I suppose police lights at the top. The main negative for me on this particular figure, and it's just me being pedantic, is that I'm used to being able to store or at least put some of the weapons into the alternate mode, but you can't do that with any of these, so you'd have to keep like a separate little box of accessories, I think, around if you wanted to be able to do that. Let's give you an idea again of just how small he is. So there's your Generations prowl. Let's bring that over there. In fact, I might be able to get them all in. And there is your Generation 1 prowl. So you can see there just, yeah, how small he is, to be fair. I've got, very quickly just to show you here, this is a Newage Huffer. And again, that is, of course, based on the G1 Minibot Huffer, so you've got an idea of how big he is compared to that. Right, let's have a look at the other detail on him. It's just lots of moulding detail. There's detail there on the tyres. Everything's tucked away all neatly underneath. And as I've already mentioned, my negative is the fact that you can't put anything anywhere. There isn't really much more to say anything about him. I do think he's very good. I suppose what I could do as well, again, just to give anybody who likes just Generation 1 like myself, yeah, it'll pretty much fit on the back of an Optimus Prime trailer. So very, very small. I need to say a huge thank you to Adam, one of my channel members who absolutely loves Prowl. This is his. So huge thanks to the loan of this particular figure to be able to do this. And that really is it, guys. Nice figure, looks great. And again, I would imagine to be quite a limited edition. So if you're after one, as I say, there's also another direct link for this figure as well as the transformation process in the description. In the meantime, though, this was your look at your Newage military strategist Harry, also known as Prowl. Let me know what you think of him. Take care.